All right, we'll welcome everyone in. Thanks for your time today. Matt, you want to get us started?
Yeah, sure thing. Hey, Chin, Happy New Year. Thanks for
Happy
your
New Year.
time.
Happy New Year to everybody that's on online here. Happy New Year, guys.
Thank you. You guys opened with this team last year. Just wondering maybe how they're different, how they've stayed the same.
I would say that a lot of their traits are always the same. Um, Coach Barnes does an unbelievable job with his systemic style and way that they play. Um, Obviously, uh, they're one of the top teams in the country with offensive rebounding and rebounding. That was the same theme that we had to play against last year. Last year, they got 19 offensive rebounds on us, one kid alone. God, thank God he's not there anymore. He had 9 offensive rebounds against us. So this will be a game that'll be decided in the trenches. You know, we got a gang rebound. We have to have multiple guys with 4 or 5 rebounds or more spread out across our unit. So as far as how they're playing offensively, a lot of the same in terms of their offense. They run a lot of the same stuff, some new stuff because they got some different parts. But I think that offensively, a lot of their stuff goes through their point guard, transfer point guard Gillespie, and then obviously their freshman phenom that they have. And then I think that they do a really good job of utilizing the 4 bigs that they have, and that to me is a concern. They have these big, strong kids that they can just bowl the ball inside to, and they do a good job of ducking in and getting sealed angle scores, and that's what we got to defend against.
And then I guess just how close are the minutes and the roles and the rotation to where the staff wants it, sees it?
Right now,
Yeah.
I think that would probably be a coach a Cal question, but we have a group of guys that were playing a lot of minutes and playing very close to the same amount of minutes. I don't think we have maybe 1 or 2 outliers that are playing a little bit more than everybody else, but I think that coach is probably still trying to figure out uh, the rotation and the minute distribution in terms of if some guys deserve to play more. I think that he'll make that decision soon.
And then I guess what's an area that you guys think you did well in the non-conference, something that you wanted to achieve and you think you did?
I mean, that was a heck of a schedule, right? I mean, to come out and win a few of those games, couple of those games is really positive. But for us, we learned a lot about our group, and that's what you want to do, and that's why you play those games is you learn. And I think that each game prepared us better for the next one, and then obviously the whole uh, group of games prepared us for this gauntlet in the SEC that we're about to go through, starting with Tennessee. So I think that we've learned a lot about our group. We've gotten better from game to game. One thing that we did, I think that is important, and I talked to the team about yesterday, is that we were able to protect our home court. And now, when you move into the second portion of the season, which is being the SEC, you want to obviously win at home, win every game at home to put yourself in better position to win the league. So we have our internal goals, and that was one that we accomplished already. Was we won all of our games at home in the preseason, and we wanted to learn from all of those Power Five, those top tier games. We wanted to learn about ourselves, and I think we did that.
Thank you.
Anthony?
Yeah, hey Jen, hope you're doing well. You mentioned Jacoby Gillespie a little bit already, but obviously he's probably going to be Darius's matchup. Is there anything you guys are telling him or looking for him to maybe, look out for or maybe even exploit or anything along those lines?
He has the most FGAs attempted on their team. So, with that being said, that ultimately means that they're relying on his offense. So, what we try to do when there's a guy who um, he shoots probably 4 to 5 more shots than the next guy on their FGA stat chart, which means that if he's taking a bulk of the shots, we want to minimize that and cut that down in half. So if you're a guy that's taking 15, 16 shots, we want to try to somehow get that to 7, get that to 6. We don't want him to have a heavy clip, and we obviously don't want him to be able to shoot more than what he's averaging in terms of his attempts. And if we can do that, then we can neutralize him offensively. So we're going to throw different matchups at him. It's not going to just be Darius. It'll be a little bit of Darius. It'll be some DJ, and of course, it'll be some Billy Richmond. And so he's going to see some different matchups, and we like the styles of that the way that we are able to put different guys on you that show different things. And so we're going to try to utilize that against them. We're going to try to utilize our weapons in terms of our defenders, what they give defensively different than everybody else. And so we're going to try to, hopefully that'll work against this kid.
And you mentioned Billy there a little bit. On the offensive side, against James Madison, he matched his career best in assists with 6. I guess just where have you seen the most growth with him as a ball handler just in the time that you've had him?
Well, I don't know if you remember, last year we played Billy as some backup point guard. So we're comfortable with him being a playmaker. We're comfortable with him being a play starter. And some this year, limited, we've played him as some point guard. And so we know that Billy is a very high IQ basketball player. He makes passes and plays that he sees that he has a gift, right? It's something that the ability that he has to see plays, 2 plays ahead, to make plays, to make passes. We're comfortable when Billy is pushing the ball, when Billy has the ball in his half, when he's on the attack. He's on the attack for our team. He's not necessarily on the attack for himself because he's able to attack, go really, really hard to the basket, and see a pass and see a play in short spaces. And that's what the NBA loves about Billy, is guys that are able to make plays in tight spaces. And Billy is one of those guys. He had the ability to do that. So we like Billy as a ball handler. We like him as a play starter. We like him as a playmaker. And what he did is what we know that he can do in the last game, and with his 6 assists.
And then just looking at the SEC as a whole, I guess just what do you see from the league so far this season? I know some people are talking about how it's not as maybe as strong as it was last year, but I guess what's your opinion? Just what do you see from the league so far?
I disagree with those that say that. I think that all leagues are relevant, right? And I think that our league is going to be as tough as it was last year in a different way. I'm not saying we're going to make a record again and repeat the record and have 14 teams in an NCAA tournament. But what I'm saying is this league is still really, really, really good. I don't think that there's anybody that you can overlook. I think that you got to respect the game and obviously treat everybody the same. I don't think that the league took a tremendous amount of dip in terms of the competitiveness of this league. Now, we may not, again, have 14 teams in the NCAA tournament, but this is still the SEC, and I am concerned about each and every team that we play.
Thank you.
Connor.
Hey, Coach. I just want to talk about Nick Pringle a little bit. Cal said earlier this year he's had instances where he's shown guys, tape from previous seasons and how they faced off, like Malik Ewing against Louisville, Carter and DJ against Texas Tech last year. Last year, Nick Pringle had a really good game against Tennessee. At South Carolina, he went for 16 points, 14 rebounds, and then at Alabama, he had a pretty good track record against them. Is that something that y'all show him a little bit, maybe to get him going in matchups like this?
Absolutely. If Cal is going to show that 16 and 14 to the team, just like he showed Malik Ewing production against Louisville when he was obviously at Florida State. Absolutely, Cal's going to show that. But I don't. We've given Nick Pringle a new nickname, and he's SEC Nick right now, and we're hoping that because of that, and we're asking for him to be like he was against Tennessee last year in terms of him giving us that production, right? So he's SEC Nick, and everybody's on our team is calling him that. He make a move, he make a play in practice. SEC Nick, baby, SEC Nick. It's kind of like Hoodie Mello. Like, I don't know if you guys are on social media. I'm not, but when Mello would work out and put his hoodie on, he got the nickname Hoodie Mello. So now we're in the SEC play, and we're calling Nick Pringle SEC Nick. So we hoping that this new, what do they call it? I don't know. It's like Beyonce's Sasha Fierce or whatever, the doppelganger or whatever you call that. We hoping that this new SEC Nick Chargers Nick, and hopefully that he'll give us his SEC Nick play.
And then another guy that had kind of struggled a little bit was Malik Thomas. He was in a little bit of a shooting slump. He was able to get some, assists and rebounds and stuff to affect the game, but he was really struggling to shoot, get shots to fall. But then the other night against James Madison had a really big night, 28 points. Just what were you seeing from him that night compared to, the
Well,
games previous?
Well, he and I don't want any of the credit. Getting better comes from within, but he just spent time in the gym and spent time shooting his shots. And he and I spent some time prior to the game, and he deserves all the credit because he put the work in. The confidence comes from the work, right? And so as long as you put the work in, then you create your own confidence. And so we shot a few days before practice, before that game. We shot the day before the game. We shot twice a day one time. And so just him putting in the work. And once you're seeing the ball go in, and Malik doesn't lack confidence, right? It's just seeing the ball go in the basket. And so he was able to get the ball to go in the basket and see it go in. He got hot. He got on a heater, and we kept going to him. And so that's the great thing about our team. So one day last week, we were working out and training, and it was him and Darius. I had both of them. We were training, and after the workout, Malik stayed behind and shot some more shots. And Darius says to me and the GAs and all the, he said, "Man, he got to get going this game. I hope he kills this game." For Darius to think that, right, shows you about our team. He's wanting for Malik Thomas because he knows that if we get Malik Thomas going, if we get Carter going, if we can get all of our guys going, hitting on one cylinder at the same time, it's wraps for teams, right? And so we're all trying to get our guys to hit the switch and to play well at the same time and to be consistent at that. And once we get a consistent level of play from each and everybody, I mean, I think the sky's the limit for our team.
Thanks, Jim.
Daniel.
Hey, Jen, appreciate you taking some time to talk to us today. I wanted to ask you about Nate Ament. He's, someone that you guys kind of recruited coming out of high school, but what kind of an issue does he present to you guys just, from a length and athleticism perspective?
Very big fan of Nate's. I recruited him a ton. We recruited him a heck of a lot, and we wanted him in a Razorback uniform. But too bad for him, he decided to go somewhere else. So now he's got to, feel the pain from that. Really good player, very skilled, high, intelligent kid. He's got great size. It's hard to block his shot because he's kind of got that. He's 6'10", and he's got that Devin Booker kind of release where it's high above his head, so it's kind of hard to get to it. So he's probably their second option offensively. And so, again, he's going to see different looks. He's going to see some Billy, some Carter, some TB. We're going to give him different looks. We're going to try to be a little physical with him without fouling and making everything tough and making everything hard for him. And hopefully that works. He's a good player, though. He's going to make some shots. He's going to make some baskets. Our job is to try to make every shot that he takes, he got to earn them. They're going to all be tough twos. We're not going to give him any horse shot threes. We're going to run him off the fence, make him play in the yard, and make all of that stuff tough.
Yeah, and you guys opened with Tennessee last year, but it was on the road. Just wondering what the importance of playing this game at home is, just to kind of get started.
What about that, right? They got the stripe deal going on in our arena in Bud Walton. I've yet to be on the positive side of that, so I'm excited about that. The fans here, man, have helped us a lot. That's one of the reasons why we're undefeated at home. And some of the games that we were close, right, here at home that we didn't play up to our best, and they were close games that we should have won. They've helped us pull those games out late. So I'm expecting a big crowd from our fans. I'm excited to see the different ways of how they orchestrate the stripes in the arena, and that should be fun to see. But our fans have been great. Our fans have traveled with us, and we owe a lot to our fans. So we're going to give them our best in that game and continue to give them our best here at home to protect our home court in Bud Walton Arena.
Thanks.
Jackson, you got something?
Yeah, just a couple. Thanks for the time today, Chin.
Yes, sir.
With the defense, when not only just Tennessee, but looking ahead to, the 2 month conference slate, what's just some maybe two, I don't know, a few core things that you want to see defensive improvement based off how y'all played in the non-conference slate?
We want to see a consistent, high elite level of guarding the ball, our one-on-one guarding the ball defense. We want to see an elite level of our ball screen defense where all five guys are involved in guarding the ball scores. So we got to be elite and consistent in those things. We've shown stretches where we were unbelievable, but we have to be consistent, and we want to see a steady and consistent post defense. And then we want to rebound the basketball. I think that we are the most electrifying team in transition when we get stops. When we get stops and our defense is able to create offense for us, I think that we're second in the country in transition offense, and that comes from our defense. We are electric. We're fast. So when we get stops, we're hard to guard. So we want to continue to get better at those things defensively, and that will help us be at our best, which is getting stops, flying up, hitting the head, attacking the rim, shooting fly threes, getting lobs, getting dunks. That's where we're at our best, is playing in the open court.
One thing you guys did quite a bit on defense in the non-conference was like switching every screen, maybe not 1 through 5, but 1 through 4 at least, and sometimes 1 through 5. I mean, it had some mixed results. I remember against like Winthrop, maybe they got some threes based off it. But do you feel like that can be a weapon for y'all, that type of
We
defense?
do, we do, and that's where I say about the individual guarding the ball, because when you switch 1 through 5, so now you got to be able to guard the ball, because now you're getting into what some way think is a mismatch, our 4 or our 5 on a 2 or on a 1, and then now the game becomes one-on-one. Can we then be great in our gap protection, but also guarding the ball where we're effectively giving up a tough 2? And that would be a pull-up jump shot. We want to not give up a 3 when our 5 is on a point guard. We want that guy to be able to guard him with heels above 3 so we can give up a free throw line or elbow jump shot contested, and we win that battle. If we can continue to make teams shoot those shots, we win that battle. So 1 through 5, we have a unit that we like where we go 1 through 5. You're right. But most of the time we go 1 through 4 unless there's a post defender that we don't want to twirl our guards onto, because then they'll just roll posts. And then not only will they roll posts, we like it when teams try to get mesmerized with the mismatch. It's when the shot goes up, we got our point guard on a 4, our point guard on a 5, and then now that puts rebound pressure on us. So you're right. You're watching. I can tell that you're watching some of the stuff that we're doing.
Appreciate it, I guess. When we talked to Billy all the way before the season, he gave you a bunch of credit for maybe his work in the gym shooting. I was just wondering, take me back to the summer, the spring, whatever it was, like what all went into that work, what you saw from Billy, and how encouraged you are by just he's not shooting a lot, but he's hitting them with a much better efficiency this year.
Oh, absolutely. I don't want any credit. Billy put all the work in. I didn't do anything. It's sweat equity, right? You know, how do we spell love? It's time, right? You just the time, man. And you create your own confidence. Billy created his own confidence by getting up the shots. And we talk about releasing his right hand, getting his right hand out of the shot, keeping his head and his body straight and his shoulders, because as your shoulder leans, your body is off balance. So we want to keep everything straight up and down. Hold your follow through, keep a good goose egg, and I mean, that's it. I mean, it's not a lot to it, but getting in the gym, putting in the time, and creating your own confidence. I didn't do anything. Billy deserves all the credit.
Appreciate it, Chin.
Anyone else? Good.
I got one. Everyone else took pretty much everything else, but as everyone else has mentioned, y'all opened the year against Tennessee last year. Didn't go the way you wanted, part of a 0-5 start. Is there any added motivation for the guys that were here last year? DJ, TB, those guys to maybe get off on a better start this year than last year?
Absolutely, there is. Absolutely. Uh, uh, they understand what we went through last year, and how we had to fight and claw our way out of that. Um, I don't think they want to go through that again. I think that our new guys are supportive of them, and that's why our new guys in certain games, right? Like the Texas Tech game, that was a get back game, right? And so our new guys were we're up for the challenge to do it and win that game for those guys. But this is a different year, different team, new season. We don't expect for it to go through that again. We're going to take some bumps along the way, but it's a 0-0 mentality. We don't want to let one game beat us twice. Definitely not 3 times, definitely not 4 times, definitely not 5 times. So it's one game at a time, and the most important game right now is Tennessee. And so let's just take on that challenge and do what we need to do from a game plan perspective and win that game.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.